Why startups should launch local before going global. Most founders believe something that sounds completely logical. If my product works on the internet, I should launch it everywhere. So they launch globally on day one. They run ads worldwide. They target every English-speaking country. They post on Product Hunt hoping to go viral globally. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Launching globally too early is one of the fastest ways to kill a startup. Because what startups really need in the beginning isn't reach, it's density. Let's imagine a scenario. You launch your product and somehow manage to get 1,000 users on day one. Sounds amazing, right? But those users are scattered across the world. Maybe 3 users in London, 5 in New York, 2 in Sydney, 4 in Berlin, 1 in Singapore. At first glance, it looks impressive. But in reality, something critical is missing. Those users don't know each other. They don't work together. They don't go to the same events. They don't talk about the same tools. Which means your product gets zero word-of-mouth growth. And without word of mouth, every new user must come from paid marketing. That means your customer acquisition cost stays high forever. And eventually, your startup burns through its money. This is the trap of global dilution. Now imagine the opposite situation. You still get 1,000 users. But this time, they're all located in one small area of one city. Suddenly, everything changes. People start noticing your product everywhere. They see your logo on laptops in coffee shops. They hear people talking about it at meetups. Colleagues mention it at work. And suddenly it feels like everyone is using it, even if the numbers are still small. This is the power of density. Density creates word of mouth, social proof, momentum, trust. And trust spreads much faster when people around you are using the same tool. Why network effects are local? To understand this better, you need to understand network effects. Some products only work when there are many users nearby. Think about companies like Uber, DoorDash, or Tinder. These products rely on local network effects. If you open a ride-sharing app in New York, it doesn't matter if there are 10,000 drivers in Paris. You need drivers in New York. If there are no drivers nearby, the app is useless. That's why companies like Uber didn't launch everywhere at once. They launched in one city first, made it work, and then expanded city by city. Because local density makes the product valuable. Even global products need focus. Now you might be thinking, okay, but my product is digital, it works globally. And that's true. Products like developer tools or SaaS platforms can technically work anywhere. But even those companies rarely market to everyone. Instead, they focus on one community first. For example, many developer tools start inside specific programming communities. They might focus on developers using one framework or one online community. Once they become popular in that niche, the product spreads naturally. This creates digital density instead of geographic density. The key idea is the same. Start small, build momentum, then expand. The bowling pin strategy. A helpful way to think about this is the bowling pin strategy. Imagine a bowling lane. Your goal isn't to knock down every pin at once. You focus on the lead pin first. For startups, the lead pin is your first market. That could be one city, one university campus, one industry niche, one online community. Once you dominate that market, expansion becomes much easier. The success in one market creates proof that the model works. And then you replicate it, city by city, community by community, market by market. The truth is that early startup growth is rarely glamorous. It's messy. It often involves doing things that don't scale. Talking to customers in person, attending local events, personally helping users get started. But this kind of close contact with customers builds something incredibly valuable: trust. And trust spreads much faster in tight communities. Once you build that trust, growth becomes organic. And organic growth is what turns small startups into massive companies. The internet makes it tempting to launch everywhere at once. But the fastest path to global success usually starts with extreme focus. Win a small market first, then expand. The startups that try to conquer the world immediately often fail. But the ones that dominate one small community first eventually conquer the world.